There you are. Welcome back to the Self-Love Mobility Series. Today, we're still going to be working our upper body, but we're going to be targeting what we call fascia. So it's a superficial connective tissue in and around all our body. And secondly, there's also deep. But today, we're going to primarily focus on opening up that neck and chest area. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to work on our neck fascia. So what we want to do, you want to tip your chin down towards your chest. You're going to take your fingers, the pads of your fingers, and you're going to anchor. So we're going to start from the center. Now I'm grabbing as much tissue as I can, much of my neck tissue as I can, and I'm just anchoring it down below my collarbone. Right? Holding that, pressing lightly into my chest. Okay? And then from here, I'm just going to look all the way up. As far up as I can. You're feeling that pull in the front of your chest and your neck area. And then from here, we're going to do quarter cards. So you're just going to rock your head to the right, rock it over to the left. And you keep rocking back and forth, making sure that you're maintaining tension as you go through this. A couple of reps here. And your fingers may glide down, that's perfectly fine. Just finding that anchor, making sure that there is tension as you're flowing through this. And it's little mini quarter cards. You may find an area that's a bit more sticky, that's fine. So let's say you hang up here and you just do little quarter cards here as well. And then from here, we're going to go to the right, dipping our head down. Now this time, instead of going backwards, we're tilting it almost like we're dropping our right ear to our right shoulder and rotating our chin down towards our armpit. Holding that position, grabbing as much of that skin that we can, anchoring it down. See now here, I'm using one to anchor down and taking the other one over it to reinforce that. And then I'm going to tilt my head left ear to left shoulder, holding that position. Then I'm gonna quarter card, so rotate, looking up towards the ceiling behind me, feeling that stretch, maintaining tension the whole time, rotating down towards my armpit, looking back and over, rotating back down towards my armpit. So little quarter cards, feeling that release. Feeling that fascia really just open up that neck area. Finding your space, moving at your own pace. Wherever you feel that tension, iron it out. Iron it out. It could be little tiny mini quarter cards, or it could be a global one. Much more fuller range of motion. Okay? This is your mobility release. You know what you're feeling in your body, so just keep moving with that. So go a couple of times, or stay where you are. If you're feeling that you really want to iron out where you are, by all means do so. I'm going to move over to the other side. So dipping my left ear to my left shoulder, rotating my head slightly towards my armpit, anchoring as much tissue as I possibly can, dipping my right ear over to my right shoulder, feeling that pull. Yeah, then I'm going to rotate. Looking back over towards my left shoulder, rotating back down towards my right ear, looking back over towards my left shoulder, rotating back down towards my right shoulder. I'm just going back and forth. Anchoring again if you need to, if you find that those fingers are slipping. Even more isolated cards. So for me, right here in this spot, I'm feeling that, so I'm just going to spend a little bit of time there. And you can even hold in a passive stretch. Release. So you should feel more open all in your jaw area and sometimes deep into your ear or head area. Okay? And so now we're going to go into our next movement, which is anchoring our hand down. Right? So this time when we're using our head as the motion. And we're still gonna be doing that. So you're gonna come in, chest is up, you've anchored your arm down. You're gonna rotate over, leaning that right ear towards your right shoulder. Okay, feeling that pull in that upper trap area or wherever you're feeling it, right? Listening to your body. And then from here, again, doing those quarter cars. So first we were anchoring the tissue here, that's what I meant to say. We were anchoring our fascia down in our chest area. Now we're using our arm to pin that shoulder down as we use our head to mobilize that fascia. So again, same concept, quarter cars. This time you're going laterally, so tilting that ear down towards your shoulder. And then performing these quarter cars. So just really rotating, really loosening things up deep within that shoulder joint. Hold it in whatever position feels good to you. You can even take the other arm and bring yourself into a deeper stretch. Maybe if you ever experience any type of pain within that peak of your shoulder blade between your neck and your shoulder blade, this is a good stretch for that. For most people, you don't want to spend time stretching too much of your back of your neck because this is what we spend time doing. The muscles are already overstretched. If anything, they probably need more strengthening to bring them back, and you need to stretch out your chest area. Okay? This is what we're doing today. So anchoring that palm down on the other side. Chest is up. Tilting that head towards the left shoulder. And then forming your quarter cars. Really moving at the outer edges of your car, like your neck car, so this rotation. So I'm not just here where I don't feel stretched. I want to always move where I'm constantly feeling tension, right? And you may not be at the outer reaches of your cervical car because why? You pinned yourself down on the side, so there's a little bit more of that restriction. And that's fine. But what you always want to have is tension. Because if you don't have tension, what are you really working on? Under tension. Those results. Okay, so now we had anchored our fascia, right? Fascia tissue, and we had anchored our arm. This time we're going to anchor our head, right? So you have your head. So if you ever, like I said, feel any type of like pain or tension or knot in and around this scapular area, right? Typically like this point here. This one's for you. I use this a lot whenever I get that sensation. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna anchor your head in whatever position. Right? So for instance, if you paid attention to the areas that felt sticky for you when you were doing these fascia stretches, this fascia stretch, right? Now you're like, okay, I know the direction. So for me, for instance, when my head was tilted this way, that was feeling nice and sticky and juicy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to anchor my head in this position, right? Holding that, feeling that stretch, and I'm feeling it point right to that peak here of my shoulder blade. So that's where a lot of these neck muscles here are going to catch. So from this position, now what I'm going to be mobilizing is my scapula. So we've spent the past few workouts working on our shoulder cars, our scapular cars. So you should be very familiar with this motion. So when you're ready, find your position, tilt your head into it, feel that tension, okay? And then you're just gonna move into your scapular car. So you're going throughout the global range of motion of your scap car. So you're elevating, shrugging your shoulder up towards your ear. You're retracting, squeezing that pencil between your shoulder blades. You're depressing down towards the floor, right? And when you press down towards the floor, that's where you're gonna get the meat of all this work. Now from this position, maintaining your head where it is, depressing down, feeling that stretch as much as you can. Now you wanna do a little quarter car. So just as we're doing quarter cars with the neck, you're gonna do it with your shoulder blade. So this time for me, it's gonna be protracting forward, dipping down towards the ground, and then retracting back. Now when I come into that retraction, it's a little bit of that release because now you're almost like you're coming to shrug up, right? So my dance is going to be protraction, depression, retraction, depression, protraction, depression, retraction, depression, protraction. So I'm doing like a little U, if you want to think about that way, with my shoulder blade. Okay? So let's get into it. Depression, retraction, depression, protraction. And really feeling that tension. Right? Reposition your head if need be. Show you from angle here. Nice. You get that release, try it out, and move it over to the other side. Okay. Okay, spot for me right here. Ready? Press it down, retracting, press it down, protracting, press it down, retracting, pressing down, protracting, pressing down, retracting, depressing down, protracting, depressing down, retract, depress, protract, depress, retract, press. Right here at depression, I really feel it pull right into the back of my head, my skull. I hold that, I'm just going to do little circles. Very tiny mini circles with my scapula. So I'm really just going in like a full little mini circle with my shoulder blade. So when I protract is when I feel it the most. I'm going to hold that tension. So follow your body, right? Feel where you listen, like pay attention to what you're feeling, right? And go a little deeper, explore that space, right? Do little mini circles, think about quarter cars, and try and release that. Let go, you feel more open. I feel the release, open and go, you feel the release. So let me know how you feel, and after that you can go through global neck rotations to be able to just complete that. Rinsing. Rinse with your cards. Thanks for joining me again, guys. I'll see you next.